Hello, this is Rory with the Love Chat, and today's topic is my ex is dating someone new. Now, this is video number 13, and the channel's growing at a very nice pace, and questions are really starting to flow in. But if you have a question that you'd like answered, please email me at thelovechat@gmail.com, and make sure that if you like my content, please give a like and subscribe. Now then, my ex is dating somebody new. This is something that unfortunately a lot of us have to go through after a breakup. And so we just broke up with our ex, and we find that maybe not even a month later, they're quote unquote dating somebody new. They don't have to necessarily be boyfriend and girlfriend or Facebook official, but they are kind of, they're seeing somebody. And the first thought that goes through your mind is this just feeling of dread. How could they do this? This is insane. You're not even close to healing, right? And so you're applying your logic as somebody who's been broken up with to them, the person who did the breaking up, the person who chose the situation. And unfortunately, it just doesn't work like that. You have to think that we're coming from two different angles. The people who are being dumped, aka you guys, are still trying to figure out what even happened and why is this even happening? And how did all that time spent with this other person just kind of disappear into nothing? And so really what you need to do at this point is try and take a step back, take a deep breath, and realize that first off, this isn't the end of the world like your mind is telling you that it is. Because it's painful. There it is. It's painful to see your ex with another person, right? In any capacity. I mean, I'm sure you could think back to a time where you and your ex were in the relationship and they were hanging out with a member of the opposite sex, and you were just kind of like not cool with it. That's not to say you're necessarily a jealous person, but you're kind of like, well, it certainly doesn't make me feel secure. Think of that feeling, okay? You were in a relationship with them and you didn't feel secure because they were hanging out with members of the opposite sex, even if it was platonically, right? Even if nothing happened. And they told you, listen, don't be silly. Of course I'm not going to cheat on you. This is just a friend. They've been a friend before. They'll be a friend after. They're just a friend. But that still made you feel insecure. So no wonder right now you're going through even more insecurity and jealousy and sadness and hopelessness now that they're dating somebody new. Because there was a sense of this internal dialogue that you're telling yourself, what we had was special. How could they do this? Right? How could they, in that short period of a time, just go to somebody new? And frankly, maybe the period of time isn't even that short. Maybe it's been a couple of months and they started dating somebody new or seeing somebody new. You have to remember that when your ex broke up with you, they couldn't fully predict the effect that it would take on them, right? If I eat a certain food, it may agree with my stomach. It may not agree with my stomach. I won't know until I try it. And so this is kind of the same principle. Obviously, it is a lot more painful because you're thinking to yourself, this is ridiculous. How could they be with somebody new? How could they be so heartless? You have to understand, they don't see it as being heartless. They see it as fair game. And probably they're seeing it as a Band-Aid. Because they're realizing that you did leave a void. And maybe it was bigger than they realized. Going back to the food example, they didn't know how it would affect them until they ate it. Well, they didn't know how the breakup would affect them until they were going through it. How can they just know what they're going to feel like? They may break up with you, and 2 weeks later, I've heard of cases where people get right back together because the person who broke up with them is like, I didn't know it would suck that much. And so you have to remember that we're human, and we don't necessarily know how things will affect us until it happens, right? We don't know how the impact of somebody dying in our family will affect us until it happens, because everybody handles those types of things differently. So your ex is dating somebody new. What can you do about it? At this moment, assuming they just began dating this person, or rather you just found out about it, you can do nothing. There is no step that you can take to alter or change their course. If you plead your case to them and say why they should be with you instead of being with this other person, you're going to push them even more towards that person, I promise. If you try and have their friends kind of subvert them, oh, no, you shouldn't be dating that person. You should go back to your ex. He was great, or she was great. Why would you do this? It's going to push them even more towards the person they're dating. In the event that your ex reaches out to you while they're dating this other person, you are completely unaffected by the idea of this other person. They don't exist in your mind. And if your ex brings them up and says, hey, well, I'm kind of seeing this other person right now, your response should be playful and unaffected. Saying something like, all right, well, I'll tell you what, I guess, this other person, they can keep you busy when I'm not having fun with you. Okay? You're just playful. You just don't care. It doesn't matter. You are the mountain. It doesn't affect you. Your ex, subconsciously, not even realizing it, is going to be testing you. They're going to be poking and prodding and seeing where the weak foundations are. Because right now, your ex needs you to be strong. If there's any hope of reattracting them, your ex needs you to be strong, and your ex needs you not to crumble at the mention of this other person. Not only that, but it's most likely a rebound. Okay, I can't say that with complete certainty because I don't know your specific situation. And if you want help with your specific situation, you know how to get to me. But pretty much, this is the blanket statement I'll give, is that your ex is most likely dating somebody new within a period of, I don't like throwing out specific numbers, but I'll ballpark it for you guys. Let's say 3 months. Within the first 3 months of a relationship being over, it's possibly a rebound. All right? Again, these are not specifics. I can't give you guys specifics. Nobody can. But if they're dating somebody new, they're most likely just trying to distract themselves from the loss of you. Now, your next question may turn to, all right, fine, that part makes sense. It hurts, but it makes sense. If they miss me so damn much, why don't they just reach out? You have to understand that they need time from you. They need time to know what it is to not be with you. They need to see for themselves if the grass is greener on the other side. Or, for some of you, depending on the relationship and how it ended, they may just really be done with you. It's hard to say. Again, these are all blanket statements. I don't want you to just take what I'm saying and apply it to your situation as truth. This is why I have you guys reach out to me and tell me exactly what's going on. Okay, so your ex is dating somebody new. What do? You do nothing. You continue to work on yourself, as I've been talking about, and do the work. When your ex reaches out, they'll know if you've worked on yourself or not. This is not just skin deep, guys. All right, this doesn't just mean you've become a little more muscly, although that certainly helps. Or you've lost some weight, although that certainly helps. I'm talking about working on yourself in every way that you can think of. Work on yourself in every area of your life in which you are not happy, all right? For some of you, for a lot of you actually, that I've been doing coaching with, it's anxiety. You guys are really, really anxious, and you need to know every detail. You need every question answered, and sometimes there's just no way to answer these questions. Now, of course, my job is to help you get your ex back, but if we can't get your ex back, my job is then to help you get somebody even better and to help you live your best life as your best self. So, how do you lower anxiety? Well, that's what I want you guys to go visit the video that I did about getting over a breakup. And I've heard the comment from a couple of you guys that you don't want to watch that video. You're afraid to. You're afraid of the idea of giving up your relationship, getting over your relationship. Well, there's a very big difference between getting over something and letting it go, at least in my eyes. To me, getting over somebody, or rather, getting past the breakup, healing from the breakup, means that you no longer look upon it as a source of pain, right? You look upon it as a learning experience, and you move it away from this experience of pain and emotional suffering and what could have beens, what ifs, things like that. Getting over a breakup, healing from a breakup, is in a way forgiving but not forgetting. You are forgiving your ex, you're moving on, you're making your life better, and if they reach out, cool. You're not going to shoot the idea down completely, right? Who says you have to? A lot of you have a tremendous amount of anxiety over this idea that, well, if I begin going down that path of getting over my breakup, then I'll lose my ex forever. Well, says who? Why? Where does this idea come from? You're a human being. You have your own choice. You have your own free will, right? Getting over your breakup and becoming a stronger person and a more attractive person and a person who goes out more and is more interesting can still get back with their ex. It's a thought process I don't share. I understand that there's this movie idea of getting over your breakup means you become this hollow shell of a person who looks at their ex and hates them and never wants them back. That's a load of crap. So wherever you got that idea from, get rid of it. No, getting over your breakup just means you're looking on it, you're looking at it fondly and saying that was a great time in my life and I learned a lot and I'm better for it and I'm going to grow and become the best person I can. And if they reach out, cool. And if they don't, cool, it's fine. Because I'm somebody who's unattached to an outcome. I'm somebody who's learned to value myself as a whole, and I don't need somebody else to complete me. And that's what you guys need to focus on, okay? So if your ex is dating somebody new, your job isn't to panic. Your job is to continue, stay the course, keep working on yourself, improve yourself in every feasible way. If they reach out, you don't care about the ex. You're not interested in talking about the ex. The new partner. You are interested in hanging out with your partner, creating a fun environment. Do not talk about the breakup. Let me repeat that. Do not talk about their current relationship with somebody else, and do not talk about your breakup with them, okay? Your job is to create a fun environment where you guys can ideally hook up, right? Because we want that oxytocin flowing again. We want them connecting to you again, being attracted to you again. So that's all I had for today. If you found my video helpful, I'd be very grateful if you'd subscribe and hit like. Definitely leave a comment below and tell me what topics you'd like covered in the future. Also, if you'd like to do a Skype coaching or an email coaching, definitely be sure to email me at thelovechat@gmail.com. These spots are filling up really fast, so definitely do not delay. If you have a question that you want me to fulfill on the YouTube videos, please email it to me, okay? Because I have about 5 or 6 that I'm going to be lining up. But really, I want to knock out some of these topics before the holidays because I know that that's going to be an especially painful time. So, if you have any questions that you'd like answered in YouTube videos, please email me at thelovechat@gmail.com. And if you have a big issue, guys, reach out before it's too late, okay? This is not a money grab. I've had 2 emails this past week where people's exes reached out and they were not ready. And they kind of blew their shot. And so I don't want that to happen to you guys. Because if you blow your shot, it's really hard to predict if they'll reach out again, okay? Those of you who have done coachings with me can tell that I'm a genuine guy and I want what's best for you. And I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what actually is going on. Okay. Until next time.